Top 10 Most Expensive Sports Cars Ever Sold. When discussing the world's most expensive vehicles, it's easy to believe the figures run out at reaching a maximum of £4 million. However, this is when the real money in the classic car industry is just getting started. The $4.8 million price tag for purchasing the Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita will not even put you in the top 100 expensive cars ever sold. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to go over the top 10 most expensive sports cars ever sold. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 10. Ferrari 250 GT SWB California Spider, $18.5 million. In the late 1950s, Ferrari's two U.S. dealers, Luigi Chinetti and John von Neumann, both noticed that a modified version of 250 GT Berlinetta Tour de France will sell well in the United States, as clients desired the success of the TDF but yearned for the thrill of a convertible offered. The California Spider was a success, as Ferrari revamped the 250 GT Berlinetta to keep it competitive in the world of motorsports. It was only logical that the California Spider had received a similar set of improvements. The 250 GT SWB Spider was already legendary even among Ferrari fans, but when it was discovered in a French warehouse, it took it to a whole new level. It was purchased with the purpose of exhibiting it in a museum by Robert Bayon, but it was not until after his demise that it reappeared after years of dormancy. It was purchased in 2015 while still in working order. Number 9. Alfa Romeo 8C 2900B Lungo Spider, $19.8 million. The most luxurious pre-war car ever sold at RM Sotheby's Monterey 2016 was the 1939 Alfa Romeo 8C 2900B Lungo Spider by Touring for $19,800,000. It is the most costly Alfa Romeo that was ever sold at a public auction. This beautiful coach-built Alfa Romeo is the only one of the three cars to challenge Ferrari's reign as the best-selling car, and it's easy to see why. The Alfa Romeo 8C 2900 is part of a continuous and logical development that dates back to the 1920s to the competitive P3s, and to the 8C 2300's overwhelming race victories in the early to mid-1930s. The 8C 2900 was not just a sports car, it was the most sophisticated, new and captivating sports car money could buy. Each wheel had independent suspension, and the straight-eight engine, engineered by Vittorio Hano, had two alloy banks of 4 cylinders as well as dual overhead camshafts and 2 Roots-type superchargers. As thrilling and dramatic as the 2.9 chassis was on its own, it was enhanced by the inclusion of some of the most sensual and well-balanced bodywork of the pre-war period. Number 8. Jaguar D-Type, $21.78 million. XKD 501 was sold to Sir Michael Nairn in October 1970, and over the years it was sympathetically restored by Raymond Fielding, with a focus on maintaining its authenticity and uniqueness to its 1956 Le Mans specifications. The engine and block were sent to Jaguar for rebuilding, and the chassis and brakes were rebuilt with new parts. John Pearson supplied the parts. The buyer, one of America's most known owners of outstanding sports and race vehicles, bought the XKD 501 in 1999. The car was shown at the 2002 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance, securing the Jaguar Competition Class and the Road and Track Award, after the new owner hired John Pearson to review and refresh it for vintage racing applications. From 1955 to 1957, the Jaguar D-Type won at Le Mans 3 times, and this is the car that won in 1956 with Scottish racing team Écurie Écosse. It later ended up in a private collection where it has been still used for race outings on occasion. Number 7. Ferrari 275 GTB-C Speciale, $26.4 million. A stunning $26.4 million was paid for an exceptionally rare 1964 Ferrari GTB-C Speciale at a Saturday night car auction in Monterey. The RM Auctions case was one of several high-profile auctions conducted during the annual Monterey Car Week, which preceded Sunday's glamorous Concours d'Elegance car show. As a result, the Speciale became the fourth most expensive sports car ever sold at auction. Any Ferrari 275 is a fantastic car that commands a high price today, but this GTBC Speciale was built to race. It has an aluminum body for weight savings, and its 3-liter V12 engine was factory tuned to produce an additional 70 bhp. Surprisingly, this example was never raced when new, and its rarity helped drive its auction price, which has been paid in 2014. Number 6. Ferrari 275 GTB4S Nart Spider, $275 million. Eddie's first Ferrari was a 250 GT Spider with a short wheelbase, which he followed with a 250 GTB. He then learned about the 275 GTB4 Nart Spider. The acronym NART stands for North American Racing Team, and it was coined by Le Mans champion and Ferrari dealer in the United States, Luigi Chinetti, to boost sales for the Italian marquee. Ferraris are bought and sold at exorbitant prices around the world, but their enduring appeal is shown by the fact that the overwhelming majority of significant examples are not only recognized and accounted for, but are also well recorded by historians and enthusiasts. This is particularly true of the 350-275 GTB4s, and more importantly, 10 additional NART Spiders, which unquestionably represent a holy grail for road-going Ferrari collectors. During the 1950s and 1960s, the North American Racing Team, NART, promoted Ferrari cars in the United States in order to increase brand awareness. It did, however, order unique road cars from factory, and this Spider was one of the 10 produced. A spell of possession by actor Steve McQueen, who used it in the film The Thomas Crown Affair, adds to its allure. Number 5. Ferrari 290MM, $28.05 million. The 1956 Ferrari 290MM by Scaglietti was sold for $22,500,000, estimate $22 to $26 million at RM Sotheby's Los Angeles 2018 auction at the Peterson Automotive Museum. This was the last of 4 Ferraris made and one of only 3 that survived. It has a strong racing pedigree, both as Ferrari team car and as private entry. For the 1956 and 1957 seasons, Scuderia Ferrari raced this 290mm, which was piloted by an incredible array of works team drivers comprising Juan Manuel Fangio, Phil Hill, Peter Collins, Wolfgang von Trips, Oliver Gingebien, Eugenio Castellotti, and later Sir Stirling Moss in some of the world's most prestigious race events. This one was designed for the 1956 Mille Miglia and was also powered by the great Juan Michael Fangio, whose name still brings a significant amount of prestige and value to every car he raced in. Just 4 290s were built, and this one went on to win more races after the Mille Miglia. Number 4. Mercedes-Benz W196, $29.6 million. At the Bonhams Goodwood sale, auctioneer Robert Brooks dropped the hammer on a Mercedes-Benz W196 Grand Prix racing car, setting a new automotive record for the most expensive car ever auctioned as of 2013. When it is said and done, how much would it cost the new owner? The total sum is $29,650,095. W196 chassis number 00006 of 54, the 2.5-liter straight-8 open-wheel Formula One car powered by Juan Manuel Fangio to victory in the 1954 German and Swiss Grand Prix, is what you get for that kind of money. This incredible Mercedes Grand Prix car is the three-pointed star's only appearance in the top 10, and what a car to make it. It secured the German and Swiss Grand Prix in 1954, driven by Juan Manuel Fangio. At the time of the auction in 2013, this was the most expensive car ever sold. Number 3. Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti, $35.7 million. A Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti X Stirling Moss is one of the most luxurious cars in the world. A 1957 Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti raced by drivers such as Sir Stirling Moss and Mike Hawthorn became one of the world's most expensive cars after being auctioned off for €32 million, approximately £24 million. This 1957 Ferrari set yet another milestone when it was auctioned off at the beginning of 2016 to become the most expensive race car ever sold. It sparked a lot of curiosity since it had been raced by Peter Collins and Maurice Trintignant in the 1957 Sebring 12 Hours and had been owned by a private collector for 40 years. Following that, it competed in the Mille Miglia, guided by Wolfgang von Trips. In this industry, provenance like that leads to such a high price being bid. Number 2. Ferrari 250 GTO, $38.115 million. The 1962 3 Ferrari 250 GTO chassis 3,851 sold for $38,115,000 at Bonham's Quail Lodge 2014. Broke the world record set by a 1955 Mercedes-Benz W196R Silver Arrow Formula One race car sold for $29,650,000 at the Goodwood Festival of Speed Sale in 2013. Many of you would be surprised to learn that the most expensive car ever sold at auction is a Ferrari 250 GTO, though this example is only second in the overall rankings. No other car in the world has gained such a prestige and mystique, most of which is based on previous auction records. More importantly, the car is one of the best of its period thanks to its strong 3-liter V12, superbly balanced frame, and impeccable racing history. Only 39 were built, and Joe Schlesser raced one of them. Number 1. Ferrari 250 GTO, $70 million. The new king has arrived, but he is the same model as the previous one. Another Ferrari 250 GTO has been the most expensive car ever sold, fetching £52 million in a private transaction between German racing driver Christian Gleisel and U.S. car parts magnate Dave McNeil. The car has an illustrious motorsports heritage, including victories in the 1964 Tour de France and 4th place in the 1963 Le Mans 24-hour. It also has never been crashed, which experts believe is the secret to its high value. With that being said, here we come to the end of our video. I hope you liked this video. If so, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss any video. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Thanks for watching.